Thanks for joining me for your latest update from the Met Office. It is turning milder for all of us this weekend. A view from space shows a big swirl of cloud out in the Atlantic. That's an area of low pressure. It's only slowly working in up against this area of high pressure. And as they squeeze together, the isobars pinching together, suggesting the winds are strengthening, but always coming up from the south. That's why it's turning milder. The thicker cloud out west, a couple of weather fronts, they are bringing some rain. It's been a very wet start to Friday across the Western Isles of Scotland. Further rain to come here. Quite a damp afternoon for Northern Ireland too, and that rain will trickle into other western parts of Scotland, West Wales and southwest England. But notice many central and eastern areas actually having a fine day, dry and bright, plenty of hazy sunshine on offer here. As I mentioned, the winds are coming up from the south. Those winds are pretty lively, some strong gusts, especially on the west coast of Scotland. But it's here where we're going to see the highest temperatures, or maybe even North Wales, where we could get even up to 14, 15 degrees Celsius, perhaps even 16. Whereas we'll be about 8, 9, 10 degrees lower further east. Temperatures struggling here a little bit, but we will have some sunshine to compensate. Now, as we go through the evening, we are going to see that rain just edging in a little bit more, so turning damp over East Wales, northwest England, then into the Midlands, but kind of breaking up as it crosses eastern England. So not much rain at all across East Anglia and the southeast. The rain should also ease from western Scotland, and much of the night will be dry in Northern Ireland. It is going to be quite a cloudy night and still quite breezy. And that wind still feeding up from the south, so a much milder night. With clear skies early on, temperatures could drop down into the low single figures temporarily, but these are the kind of numbers we're looking at to start the weekend. So much, much milder than it has been, particularly in the west, where we start in double digits. And it will be a mild weekend all in all. A cloudy weekend for many, but with the winds coming from the south, it's to the north of the hills, so parts of northeast Wales, northeast England, northeast Scotland, where we should see some decent breaks in the cloud and some sunshine. And even elsewhere, it may well brighten up at times. Of course, the sun's so low in the sky that it doesn't make a lot of difference. But for many, it's a dry and a fine day. There will be some showery outbreaks of rain here and there, mostly in the west over coast and hills, and maybe a few more showers pushing into Scotland at times. But I say for much of the day, a good chunk of the country will be dry, and it will be much, much milder, with temperatures widely up to 12, 13 or even 14 degrees Celsius. Could jump up a little higher where we see some sunshine poking through. Saturday night will be very mild as well, and if you're heading out, again, most places looking dry. A bit more in the way of showery rain coming into South Wales, southwest England, and then as we go through Saturday night, we'll see another line of rain coming into Northern Ireland. That is a weather front, and that will chug across the country as we go through Saturday night and into Sunday. That low pressure out west then heads its way up across northern Scotland. The isobars open up a little, so the breeze will start to ease, but generally speaking, staying very mild. Notice just to the far north, though, behind this weather system, there is some colder air. That's going to come in next week, but for most, Sunday will again be very mild. There's that line of rain, that weather front, so it will cross England and Wales, so there will be perhaps a bit more in the way of wet weather around on Sunday compared to Saturday, but it's not going to rain all day, brightening up behind it for a time. And again, the winds will be a little bit lighter, but still bringing mild air up from the south. So double digits, 12, 13, 14 degrees Celsius. Notice the cold northerly winds, though, just starting to show their hand by the end of Sunday across the far north of Scotland. That is something to keep a close eye on. And we'll be doing that as we go through the course of the weekend. And you can keep up to date, of course, by following us on social media. And if you're watching this on YouTube, do hit subscribe.